Hare Krishna, everyone. So, welcome to day 11, which is day 4 of Water Week. So, first of all, I want to say this very clearly. Please do not be concerned if emotions are surfacing right now. Even deep hurt, old memories, even emotions you thought you had already dealt with. Hang in there. Let those emotions flow through you. This is exactly the energy of the Water Week. Yeah. So, I want to start by sharing something honestly from my own life because I'm very much inside this process with you. Yesterday, when we were working with energy zappers and juicers, I realized that I didn't really identify a zapper. I may have not have time and I didn't get the chance to sit and really think about it. But I did clearly identify one juicer. And for me, it's the beach. So every time I go to the beach, my energy lifts almost immediately. And there is something about this vastness, the sound of the waves, the smell of the seas. It nourishes me deeply. I am a thalassophile. So I have decided that I will try to spend at least 15-20 minutes at the beach every day. That also conveniently completes my daily walking. So on day 1 and 2, we spoke about choosing on a daily practice that we would try to consistently do. For me, that commitment was waking up early and completing my rounds early in the morning. And today I didn't do that. I slept late last night. I allowed myself a little bit rest morning because yes, I indulged in pani puri last night. And so today morning I slipped, and that's okay, I hope. And this is real life. So it's not going on too perfectly for me. I'm not keeping up my commitments every day, but I'm showing up every day for myself. And I'm asking you to do the same for yourself. So I'm not outside this process, just doing something theoretical with everybody. I'm right here with you inside the Water Week, experiencing it in my own body and emotions. So, and something else is happening for me since Water Week began. Memories of my father and a little bit about my grandmother have been coming up again and again. They both have passed away. And I thought I had already processed these losses and I thought I was over it. But now I'm noticing that I keep remembering them. And I'm asking myself, why now? It's not like, I'm not very sad or depressed or anything right now, but it's more like the memory is in my mind. It's like filling up my mind. And it's probably because there's still something unprocessed, not necessarily a wound, but something unfinished. Yeah. And this is very important. So I've noted this. And if you have to keep telling yourself something again and again, it usually means that it is not fully integrated. For example, if someone keeps saying, I'm very calm, then usually they are not that calm. And because when something is true, you don't need to keep convincing yourself of it. Yeah, you just know it's true. So I realized that I thought I was completely done with a certain emotion around my father's passing, but what a week has shown me otherwise. And that is okay, I suppose. So I want you to know this: if old patterns, old memories, old emotions are rising right now, this is good. They are rising to be felt, to be healed, and to be released. And some of you may have felt very zen for many years, and suddenly this week you don't feel so zen anymore. And that does not mean you're regressing. It could mean that the calm you had was partially a mask, or it could mean that you are now strong enough to face a deeper layer. Yeah. So true calm is not the absence of emotions. True calm is the ability to stay present with whatever is arising. Yeah. Now let me share something very important about emotions. One of the most effective ways to move through an emotion is to actually feel it fully. What you resist persists. So instead of trying not to feel that fear, not to feel that sadness, or not to feel that anger, try something different. Yeah. Choose to feel it consciously, even exaggerate it. If fear shows up as tightness in your chest, make the chest even tighter for a moment. Yeah, just constrict it. If sadness feels heavy in your stomach, let yourself feel the heaviness more. Tell yourself, I'm doing fear today. I'm doing sadness today. I'm doing worry. Something remarkable happens when you do this. The emotion stops happening to you and instead becomes something you are doing consciously. And then the element of surprise is gone. Nah? Like the emotion thinks like, let me surprise, I'm sadness. Let me surprise them by doing so. And when you're like, okay, come, I'm going to feel more sad. I'm not going to be worried. They stop. They'll stop bullying you. And they'll eventually begin to dissipate. It can even become a little playful. Yeah, try it out. So today is another big day because we are addressing relationships, your relationship with yourself, with others, with Krishna or creator. And one of the main reasons we are on this planet is to understand relationships. The way we relate to others is actually ultimately a reflection of the way we relate to ourselves. We learn We first learn relationship through our parents, then through family, friends, teachers, colleagues. We also have relationship with animals, nature, elements, objects, money, food, work, even our own thoughts. And the way you relate to everything mirrors something within you. Now, this is important to understand. If your parents were critical, you may have a tendency to be critical. This is not to blame parents, okay? They related to you the way their parents related to them. And patterns and these kind of patterns are inherited. Often, the way we experience the world today is a projection of some suppressed qualities, a reflection of our childhood conditioning, or a core belief we formed very early in our life. So, taking time to examine these relationships help us unweave negative patterns. Yeah, and this is something I just want to digress a little bit and talk about. When I do inner child work with my clients, this is something I really love about the process, that how your the moment that belief is released, the moment, and it happens sometimes so quickly, the moment it is released, you're suddenly a very different person altogether. It's like something freed. It's like opening a lock after staying closed for such a long time, that you can finally walk out. Yeah. So today's affirmation is, I'm loved and I'm lovable. I love deeply and fully, and I am loved deeply and fully. Let that sink in. Let that just sink in. And today, I also want you to clean another area of your home. If you don't know where to start with the bedroom, closet, or bathroom. So, at least in 28 days, we're getting good decluttering and cleaning done. Yeah. So, these are deeply personal spaces. While cleaning, just consciously repeat in your mind or out loud that as I clean, I am creating space for new opportunities to flow in my life. For those of you in India doing this live, it's Sunday today and it's a perfect day for cleaning. So, the central question for today is, how do I relate to the world? Be aware of recurring emotional patterns. I once had a client who realized that they were constantly protecting themselves, and they weren't so authentic with other people. Yeah. And this was their realization, not my judgment. And not because they were dishonest. Yeah. They would always mostly, like, and they came to me with this. And, I keep telling lies. I can't really share what I'm feeling. Even to me in the first session, it's like, no, all is good. And then I was like, then why are you here? And that's when, they had to open up. So they became very fear of judgment. Like, there was a not fear, they became very afraid of judgment. And that same pattern showed up everywhere. They checked their car locks repeatedly, they backed up files multiple times, they double checked everything. So once they saw the pattern, they understood that it came from fear. The first step in any kind of deep inner work is telling the truth about where you are. The next step is to be willing to change. And patterns come from inner rules. Inner rules are thoughts, and thoughts can change. So create an affirmation like this, I am willing to release this pattern of, and fill in what is your pattern. And I choose to affirm, and whatever is your affirmation. Okay. So, for example, I'm willing to release the pattern of self blaming, and I choose to affirm, I'm human and I can make mistakes. That's something I'm choosing. Okay. And remember, an affirmation mumbled lazily does nothing. Okay. I'm willing to release the pattern. Or, I'm willing to release the pattern of so and so that I'm self blaming, and I choose to no. An affirmation spoken with emotion, intensity, visualization, and embodiment can change your life. Yeah, you have to really feel it. This is the thing, why some people say, look, I have tried a lot of affirmation and it doesn't work. Yeah, sometimes it may not work for you because it's not right for you. But most of the time it works. And it's when you say it with, like, you mean it. Like, you really have to visualize it. I have manifested a lot of things for myself like that. And some things, those things that were really important for me, and when I really saw myself putting all my intention to it, they've manifested in my life. So today is a deep introspection day. It's a busy day, it's an emotional day, and it's a meaningful day. So take your time. All the very best for today. Hare Krishna.